Hello there, and welcome to another I guess a partial op playthrough, really. I am very incredibly proud to say this is a really old attack. This is like this was recorded months ago at this point, but it's very exciting because this is our first ever, and when I say our, I mean Brute Squad, the task force that I am in, the first ever successful DC. So, you know, as a task force, we've been growing for quite some time. I've been showing a lot of the earlier hits. You know, we're slowly catching up towards the stuff we're doing today. And so it's very exciting to kind of put this out because everybody worked so hard to move towards this point, and you know, it's just it's an accomplishment. Now, as a task force, we kind of look back and we're just like, psh, whatever, it's DC, because obviously, you know, things have changed. We've moved and improved and whatnot. But at the time, it was obviously a first for us, so we were very excited, and just kind of, I'm really happy to show this particular op attack, just because it was kind of like a big stepping stone, I guess, for us, and really made us kind of realize we are not an incredibly horrible group of players. We got some skill floating around, and albeit, now, you know, I'm sure when everybody looks back and watches these videos and just goes, oh, why did we do that? Oh my goodness, oh, look what I did. And you know, we'll be like, yeah, we look like a bunch of noobs running around like, well, a bunch of noobs. But definitely, absolutely fantastic to see all of the crazy things. And I also said at the beginning, it is a partial op, and the reason for that is due in large in part to the newness of DC. Our strategy took like 12 hits or something insane. It was like 15 minutes worth of video all by itself, just for the one core, and in the name of keeping things a little shorter and hopefully preventing the dog from going insane halfway through the video, I chopped the whole thing out because, well, one, the strategy we used was maybe not the greatest because it did take like 12 hits, and you know, I like to think our strat is a little more tied down, a little more impressive now. Obviously, I am going to have to throw together some more videos of, you know, some of the newer hits, some of the stuff we've been doing more recently, to give everybody a better feel of like what's been happening, what's been going on. So that all being said, let's get on with the show. This is the first time that Brute Squad as a task force successfully took down all the cores on DC, and it's fun because just, you know, it is quite an accomplishment. There's been a lot of reminiscing going on lately where people have been like, you know, like I think it was in chat not too long ago, someone, like, people were talking and someone was like, you know, we're on like the third hardest operation that's available in the game, like, you know, we're not doing too bad. It's pretty impressive. And honestly, when you're in the middle of it, you don't really think of it, but it is pretty impressive to get up to that level. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of learning has been done, and you know, massive kudos I gotta throw out to Tails, who is the engine behind the task force that just keeps driving it forward. He's the man who puts in all the hours and hours of effort to, you know, make spreadsheets and do maths and do crazy things and look up strats. And, like, I don't know how he does it. The man is a boss. So, you know, massive thanks to him. Also, like, as always, I don't know why there was a heel down there, just for the fun of it, I guess, or Rooster in the middle of doing something strange. Also, massive shout out to, like, so many people in the task force that have been with us for a really freaking long time. You know, I don't want to name names because I don't want to leave anyone out and have them be like, oh, I got left out, Beard doesn't like me. But there are a lot of people in the task force that have been with the task force for, like, pushing a year at this point. You know who you are, and, like, awesome job, guys, because obviously this would not be possible without the effort that everybody has put in. So keep up the good work, and good job, boys. Now, all the sappy stuff aside, let's move on to the real interesting stuff. So obviously Tap went down pretty standard. That's actually very, very much still the strategy or path that we are using to date. Maybe not so much with the ball. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I've seen Ballast. Maybe we've been seeing it, but definitely have not been using that path, or, like, you know, these paths, because honestly, just looking at the core right there, I feel like hitting from 6 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock, with, like, a shock on the shocks, and then, like, some 3 shocks on various things. Like, you know, 4 shocks down there, you could one-shot it nice and easy and call it a day. Also, haven't been seeing a lot of these. The old tank, they pop out every once in a while, but not a lot of tank hits anymore, just because if you do things right, the nice easy bases just go down in one hit. I think also a lot of people have been, like, improving their statues. Most people at this point, I'm pretty sure, are running at least 6 gunboat energy and probably, like, 3 or 4 troop damage, just as, like, the baseline, I guess. So obviously, with all the effort, definitely some very serious statue work been going on. Also, man, now this is a strat that has changed hugely. The Manticore, and you know what? I kind of like this, because just throwing the Scorchers up there in the corner and just take out as many rocket launchers as possible, it works pretty well. Like, it's fairly clean. It definitely does what it needs to do. But compared to what we've been doing, also with you know, the harder Manticores, I feel like not always will this work. Especially when you get, like, extra stuff crammed in between. You know, at the we'll call it, like, 6 to 9 o'clock from the core. There's that ring of flamethrowers and the ring of shock launchers. And normally there's even, like, more stuff in between there. There's a lot of craziness that have been happening. So it's kind of interesting to see this sort of layout, but very much one of the strategies that we've had to improve, because in order to kind of move on and continue moving up, really what it comes down to, and what the strategy has been that we've been taking, has been, you know, change those 2-hit cores into solos, change the 3-hit cores into 2-hit cores. You know, just, like, take everything down one notch. You know, if you can make a 3-hit core into a solo, then freaking awesome. that, like, all the better, right? But basically just try to reduce a couple of hits, and then when you get to certain strategies, like, say, for example, Manticore, or I think it's Centaur, which is the one without the shield. I'm not 100% sure. Strategy, actually, is another perfect example. Humble Pie. Like, these are the bases where they're going to make or break your team as, you know, like, contenders versus tourists. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to take down DC once, but to do it every day, day in and day out, and then progress from DC towards MA and Forlorn Hope, MA being Massive Attack, in case, I don't know, like, I guess I've gotten into the habit of talking about these ops in a manner that is just kind of like, oh, say the letters, everybody knows what you're talking about. But yes, so, like, I feel like that's where you're really gonna separate the boys from the men, and the hood. Anyways, so boys in the hood. All right, I'm just gonna carry on. So we have definitely been focusing on that. A lot of strategies we've been pumping through, a lot of things we've been trying to do differently, things that, you know, we're just trying to do, especially with the introduction of the heroes and even new heroes, giving you alternative strategies, I guess, is the nice way of saying it, and in giving you ways of doing things that at one point you would not have had. So, anyways, we got Mez here, setting up on the core for the last hit. As you can see, he's rocking the heavy Zukas, and just kind of letting the shock launchers and rocket launchers and everything do horrible things to his heavies, while his Zukas slowly flatten the core. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have a dinkberry dog. Hold on, maybe he'll actually come here when he's called, so that, you know, he doesn't start barking and annoying people. So, Manti down because, well, Manti had to go down. We're going to move on to Waterloo. And actually, it was funny because I was chatting with Tails as I was doing the video editing, and I was like, hey, you know what? Because I was reminiscing with him and talking about some of the strategies that we've done differently and how things have changed, and how it's kind of funny to, like, see what has happened to us as a task force. And while I was talking to him, I was like, oh man, we do this so much differently. Oh, we do this so much differently. Oh, we do this so much differently. And then I got to this Waterloo hit, and I was like, holy smokes, we really don't do this Waterloo hit any differently. Now, admittedly, some things have been tweaked and finessed to, fix up, some gaps, but for the most part, this is still the path that we're using and the strategy that we're using to get up into the back. Now, obviously, some mines may have been cleared, maybe not necessarily in the most efficient manner, because Zukas were used, but, it gets you to the right area, it lets you shoot at things and do everything, and this is still the path that we have been using. So, while some things have changed incredibly, some things actually still the same. It's just maybe the technique to go into said pathing has been improved slightly. I think that's the nice way of saying, like, not blowing up the node down on the beach that everyone could use to latch onto with their smoke. Not that I'm going to name any names or call anyone out, but Anyways, so yes, and especially with the excuse me, especially with the Waterloo path, like stringing right in between the mines the way that you have to, it really is one of those hits where you can do it, but until you've done it like a half a dozen times, you're always gonna be like a little off, or you're gonna have learning, like, yeah, obviously people are hitting the mines as they go through, but with practice you slowly get that, and you get to the point where you don't hit the mines and you get that much better, and eventually, you know, you're able to win the internets without someone destroying that node right down on the beach, causing everybody to deal with it in pain. It's okay. Wait until you see my hit. It's coming later on, and it is a thing. It is most definitely a thing. So, Death from Above coming in to finish off the core, just pretty much flash kills it. His shocks were a little late, and it's probably a good thing he was able to flash kill it, or else it might not have gone down, but fantastic job. Waterloo is one of those, you know, 3 or 4 hit cores that with practice and with effort we have slowly brought down to like a 2-hit core. Haven't quite made it to a 1-hit, but give it time, give it time. Also, fantastic example of using Sparky to clear the beach. All of us, I'm pretty sure at this point, have greatly improved. What the deuce? What was that? Honestly, that was some weird stuff. I don't know. Capitano is no longer with us. I don't know what happened to him. It's, you know, one of those things, just people disappearing to attrition and whatnot. But yeah, we've all been working a lot with Sparky to get to the point where we could drop Sparky, take out the defenses that we need to take out to make life easier. It's very much common practice for, let's say, like Titanic, for example, to take out some of those rocket launchers with Sparky, which allow you to kind of clear through and blow some things up and do stuff. Oh my goodness, this is my attack? Oh, jeez. Oh, I completely bungled that, eh? Oh my goodness, what the heck did I just do there? Oh lordy. So I honestly have no idea what I did. I lost my Sparky, obviously, and my guess is my main goal was to make this no longer a hot landing by taking out the extra rocket launcher, which I obviously very successfully did. Looks like we may have taken out some rocket launchers in this little section here, probably with a sabotage, just because for a long time we've had too much in the way of intel, so, you know, we'd kick that off every once in a while. But pretty weak showing from the Beard there, I'm not gonna lie to you. Fortunately, Creech still had yet to go, and there is never a weak showing from Creech. Creech is one of those machines that just is, I don't even understand how he does half the stuff he does. It's just it defies all logic. It's almost like watching a dog talk or something. It's just like it breaks your brain every time you watch it. The stuff he does, absolutely fantastic and incredible. Even if this is old Creech, where, you know, he's kind of chilling and doing weird things, as you can see, doing a pretty solid job on Complex here. I don't know, is he going to take it down? Is he going to take it all the way? Holy smokes, I think he's going to do it all the way. Just, those shocks are... Oh, those shocks ran out just at the last second. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that was probably a 2.1 million hit point core. What the... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Replay. Instant replay, apparently. So, as you can see, I was able to save him a bunch of energy by clearing all of the things off of the bottom of the base. Probably should have done a couple extra sweeps on the mines just to make the path up a little bit easier on him. But like an idiot instead, I decided to go after some rocket launchers. And then he parks himself up at 9 o'clock. Fortunately for him, the one rocket launcher on the corner is gone. That's the one that would kind of like get up into his area. And then he can pretty much two-shock it with some critters. And he's got open run of that core. You can see he re-shocked there. He even shocked the boom mine. Oh no! It was nearby shock. But fantastic job by the Creech Man. Holy smokes. Anyways, guys, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.